another label, wish they wouldn't sign me. You want no problems, no problems with me. You want no problems, no problems with me. Just another day, another song, no problems with me. You want no problems, no problems with me. You want no problems, no problems with me. Just another day, another song, and another show. On the stage, in the crowd, be like, there you go. I be grinding, writing songs, doing gigs in the studio, recording every day. That's how it is. 2 jobs a day, all night, no sleep. Got a show, get the big change, go. That's how it be. Guys are the nuts, trying to get signed, y'all. Ain't gon' let no label rob me of the shine, yo. Not me, yo. You can keep those contracts, that's why I need, yo. You want no problems, no problems with me. You want no problems, another day, another song, and another show. Walk up on the stage and the crowd be like, you want no problems, no problems with me. You want no problems, no problems with me. Just another day, another show.
I wasn't gonna sing to that.
Oh, see, of all the days that B tries to do this run,
Oh yeah.
she chooses not to do it in front of Mumu. I'm a little confused about that.
I can.
Cause I feel a little slighted.
I thought you were going for that
'Cause we've been
background.
you did with Micah.
Let me.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You want no problems with no problems with me. You want no problems with no problems with me. Just another day, another song, and another show. Walk up on the stage. And okay.
You need to run. You said to run.
She was waiting. Okay, there we go. She tried it. Okay.
No, I did it.
No, she tried it. Like you got through it.
This is definitely Bevan's tryouts.
Right. So, Mumu, let me just tell you something. Bevan, literally every artist that we have on, Bevan has embodied their skill, their passion in some capacity. Okay. Right?
But in real life, like, it's true.
Yeah. So if you were a chef, she's tried that out.
But I have
Drummer.
We've had plenty of drummers on.
And I have receipts to prove my stuff.
Okay. Right, exactly.
Next.
Exactly, that's just what it is. But we're so excited that MumuFresh is in the building.
Yes.
You know, we're up in the den, so she was doing some shopping before the show, you know what I'm saying? Right? And Mary was like, okay, we allowed to stay here and take care of whatever you like.
Right. We got these crystals on. No, these stones. Love my crystals.
Okay, come through, crystals. Yes. But once again, thank you guys so much for being here. This is another IAG radio show experience, and we're so glad that you guys have thought of not robbery to be here with us for another evening. So for those that are tuning in for the first time, let me tell you a little bit about what we do here. IAG stands for Independent Artist Goals, and our hope is that we provide independent artists a welcoming and positive platform to showcase, share their artistry. And so obviously, we've had a lot of guests on, but we're really excited because MumuFresh is in the building. And let's talk about how humble she is. We'll get into that a little bit later, but like to be so advanced and to still roll in here like it ain't nothing, like, oh, hey, what's up though? It's cool. It's very refreshing, and that's what it's all about, right? So there's a lot of stuff that we got to talk about.
Yes.
All right, so first and foremost, let me go ahead and do these quick little announcements. First and foremost, Trombones for Harvey Relief benefit concert is this Sunday, right? And it's on from 2 to 4 at 1334 25th Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. And again, remember, this is for the first hurricane that hit. Now, granted, there's been like 18,000 later. Right. Okay, but this was the first one that was in Houston, Texas, right? And so the thought process behind that is that we actually come together, part of IAG and all that jazz, to kind of make sure that we can be there to support and develop some kind of resources so they can be sent down to Houston, because there's a huge devastation that's still present with that going on. Now, so be there this Sunday because IAG will be there. I'll be performing, and Lindar Phelps, Osei, Little Mose, and Moshe Music will be there as well. So that's one of the first things that we want to talk about.
And then the other thing we want to talk about is Heart and Soul. I was able to be a part of this last year, and it was a really dope experience. So the idea behind this is that it's a food fundraiser for the Central Union Mission, where they desire to give 1 million meals to those that are homeless. And so there's chefs of all kind of walks of life that will actually be present. And the idea is that you can wear all types of soles, you know what I'm saying? So if you're a sneakerhead, come through. If you like them sandals, come through, because we're all coming from different walks of life. And so that's the whole point of us coming together. And then, so, you know, since I've been with this plantar fasciitis, I've really been trying to embody just being able to not have to wear heels all the time. And so I'm definitely going to be rocking some shoes. Now, I don't know what kind.
You're very handy capable. You got the sling thing. Wow. You got the plantar.
So you're not handicapped. You are handicapable.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm going to keep it moving. This is the first time that I'm out since this little surgery. So, and I'll be at work tomorrow, just FYI. So, just to be clear on that. But the point is that this will be happening on October the 25th from 6 to 11 p.m. at Dock 5 at Union Market. That's 1309 5th Street Northeast. And Deborah Chambers is the Senior Director of Strategic Partnerships and Community Engagement with Heart and Soul. And so you can definitely go ahead and get your tickets. It's a fundraiser. It's going to be dope. There will be plenty of celebrities that are present and dope chefs. And if you love to eat and you're vegan, you should definitely come through because you guys will be there. I forgot to tell you we have VIP tickets. So she donated that to us. And yeah, so that's where you can go. You can learn more about that at www.heartandsoulfood, like SOLE food. It's pretty dope. .eventbrite.com. Now,
That's what's up.
I want to get into this real quickly because just last month, Chance the Rapper, who is our MVP.
Oh, I have so much to say about him.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So Chance the Rapper, our MVP, right, got into a little bit of a spiff. We talked about it on our show several weeks ago about the gentleman who says that Chance sampled his music and did not provide him any royalties for sampling the music. Now, granted, this was done through his mixtape, which by historical value, mixtapes don't really profit money. It's just the opportunity to showcase, get your message, your word, all that kind of stuff out on the street, right? Because it'll be like you pushing your own tapes, kind of like Pusha T, but Pusha Tape. Anyway, so the point is that y'all are not getting my jokes right now.
No, I like it. Go for it.
I feel a little haterization. It could be the meds. But either way, this same type of experience happened to Sister Nancy. If you guys remember her song, can you play a clip real quickly? Let's see if you guys remember this. I remember. It's pretty regular. It's like, what a bum bum, you know? Okay, we didn't quite get to the bum bum part, but
go ahead, T.
Yeah.
I told them no, it's from creation. I told them no, it's all from creation. Bam bam, hey, what a bam bam, bam bam dilam, bam bam, bam bam dilam, bam bam, hey, what a bam bam, so what a bam bam. This way.
all right.
Never trouble no more. I'm lady, I'm not Tama.
I can't do a full shimmy, but you know. There we go. Thank you very much. You know, we are black and we have technical difficulties, but we are independent, so we got to keep it moving. All right. So, Sister Nancy's Bum Bum, which was created in 1982, right? She was the first female person to give dance hall like that. Saying females can do it as well. Till today, right? There have been a plethora of artists. Mainly, we all know of Lauryn Hill's Lost One. Eh?
Lost one.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really.
Yeah, exactly.
Lost one.
Okay. You gonna finish your thing? You gonna finish the hooks or not? So anyway, The Basement Too Short, Belly the Movie is what really put it on the map for her. Gorilla, Static, Alicia Keys, Chris Brown, Kanye West, and most notably of this year, Jay-Z, all sampled her song. Now, it took her to 2014 until Reebok just did a commercial and used Bum Bum before she was able to then say, wait a minute, people been using my song for a minute and I don't get no type of checks, right? So in 2014, she filed a lawsuit.
Is it Run Me My Money?
And she won. And she got 10 years back royalties for all the songs that people sampled and all that kind of stuff. So, it pays to kind of be your advocate. And if you're an independent artist, sometimes you don't necessarily know how much of what you do can influence others. So it's always imperative to kind of do your research and then get some good legal advice. Because clearly,
hey sis.
Sister Nancy, Bum Bum. Everybody has legitimately done. Yeah, everybody has done that. So speaking of other things in music, right, getting closer to that, yesterday was the BET Hip Hop Awards, right? Yeah. And so what was really interesting was Eminem's delivery. And I had to say, I haven't seen Eminem kind of be so raw in a very long time. Like, I feel like he's just been like, I'm Eminem, I'm going to just be here, I'm going to go on tour, and that's just what I'm going to do. I'm not going to really, be seen all like that. And yesterday they had like this cypher experience where he was legitimately, it was dope. Whoever produced it was kind of, ingenious. But kind of like how Queen Latifah did the Hip Hop Honors Awards, right? For VH1. But they were on, I guess, like a regular garage experience, had like old fashioned cars and dudes just kind of sitting out like.
Yeah, they always kind of do like
outside,
like like a grimy type of scene.
Okay, dope. Yeah. So then he had a lot of stuff to say. So let's just play some of what he had to say.
Still told to go back to Africa, fork and a dagger in this racist 94-year-old grandpa who keeps ignoring our past historical deplorable factors. Now if you're a black athlete, you're a spoiled little brat for trying to use your platform and your stature to try to give those a voice who don't have one. He says you're spitting in the face of vets who fought for us, you bastards. Unless you're a POW who's tortured and battered because to him you're zeros because he don't like his war heroes captured. That's not disrespecting the military. That. This is for Colin. Ball up a fist. And keep that shit ball like Donald the bitch.
Well, there you have it, folks. So, Eminem came with punches, and it was clear that he exuded every ounce of emotion in speaking on what he was feeling because, like, you could tell, like, there's bars and you kind of take a breath, you know what I'm saying? But it was like he emotionally encapsulated, like, what it felt to kind of speak out how he was feeling.
Yeah.
And I thought it was dope, you know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily mean that means I'm like, oh, Eminem, whatever. But what he was saying at that time, I definitely think he's a dope rapper, period, right? But I'm just saying, like, for whatever it's worth, he was speaking legitimately how he felt. How do you all feel about that? I'm going to open that up for the whole crew.
I say that in the trade of the races, I take Eminem.
Okay.
Pause.
Who you trading?
Who are you trading?
We are going to trade
Daisy Dash. What's her name?
Stacey Dash has been traded. She got traded a long time ago.
Daisy Dash.
I'm gonna say I want to go ahead and get rid of Tiger. I'm a
wow.
I'm a Tiger rap or Tiger Woods? Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Oh. That's Tiger. This is Tiger.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Tiger.
I'm getting rid of Tiger.
We get rid of Tiger. As a matter of fact. Yeah, Tiger.
Wow.
No, I definitely think Eminem took a major stance. Like, he's not only did he speak what he was feeling, I think maybe because he is so close to the African American community, I think that he spoke what a lot of African Americans are thinking. And if you notice, there has not been a tweet from negative just yet. Think about when Snoop said something, he was on Twitter fans. So because this is another white man.
Well, per usual, there will be a conversation that's off the record, and there will be a kneeling and a backlashing like Jerry Jones. So who really knows? It's just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen. So I don't know about that. But let's move on
to Dr. Dre. What are they going to say? They can't say nothing to Eminem.
Oh, he can say stuff. They can always find something to say. Now, whether it actually sticks, that's a whole different conversation. You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, so Mumu, what you feel about that? Like,
I mean, I think it's great that he spoke up. I think more artists should, especially. I mean, he said it very eloquently, very articulately. He really hit home on a lot of important points. And you know, I do think that he's in a good position. You know, white privilege does allow you to be able to speak out without as much backlash.
Right.
So I think it's great that he's using that platform to be able to say things that need to be addressed in regards to the backlash that athletes are getting for wanting to make a statement. And then you know, because he spit crazy, it's just like you also are utilizing the hip hop art form, which has always been a tool of resistance and rebellion historically. And so what better way to speak out against something, you know, politically that you feel like is unjust?
yeah.
I think, I mean, you know, much respect to him.
Absolutely, it's like a double entendre for the positive. You know what I'm saying? Because like he was on BET, Eminem's white, on BET Hip Hop Honors Awards, talking about what African Americans experience, but not only with that, but like with everyone has experienced since he's been in the office.
Well, see, I think that's so important because a friend of mine who's he's from Sweden. He said, I don't understand why you guys have black entertainment television. Isn't that reverse racism? And I said, well, you don't know the history of the United States. The reason there's black entertainment television because there was a time when all television was white entertainment television.
Come through.
Yeah, and it wasn't called white TV. It was just called
Television.
You know,
Telling your vision.
the same idea of Dove saying normal to dark skin because white is the standard.
Right.
So you don't have to say white because of course it's implied.
Right. Exactly.
So I was explaining that to him. I said it comes more out of having a need to have something for ourselves. So if you're not going to give me a seat at your table, then I'll build my own home and my own table, and I'll sit at my own table. So you know, and then later on you can't come knocking like, hey, why do you have a table? That's racism. You know? It's well, I'm sitting at my table because I would enjoy eating tonight as well.
Yeah. Right. You didn't
so,
invite us.
Right.
That's the whole point.
But I do think that because Eminem has, you know, historically paid homage to all of the hip hop legends, like, you know, when he first came out, a lot of magazines were hailing him as like the savior of hip hop. He never said that though. He always paid homage and respect to those who came before him and paved the way. And that's really important. So for me, I don't have no problem with him coming on the BET Awards, and especially because he's representing the way he is, and because it's going to take all people to end racism. It's not going to be. It's not just a black issue. Racism is not a black issue. We didn't create it. It's not a black issue. So it takes all people to stop this. And anyone that's participating in white supremacy or people of color inferiority, black inferiority, or color inferiority, it's going to take everyone to participate in it. So I feel like it's absolutely necessary and important that he was there doing that.
Well, let's give a round of applause to Eminem for putting it down on the BET Hip Hop Awards. You know what I'm saying? So, B, get in with this tea real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's a little short, but let's get
I'm just going to do a little rundown real quick.
Cool.
First I want to say today is International Day of the Girl. So, hey sisters, hey girls.
new International Day.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Oh,
Learn something new every day.
You do. It's a day every day actually, but whatever. That's today. We're going to say happy 15th anniversary to Beyonce and Jay-Z. 15 years since 03 Bonnie and Clyde. They started rocking and rolling. Yeah. Oh, I love black love.
All right.
I love, especially black love. In addition to, let me touch back on International Day of the Girl. Y'all know Beyonce's song Freedom. Freedom.
Okay.
So she did a video release for today, just so you guys can go check it out. You know I love Beyonce, Pasta, Beehive. So then let's get to my boy Chance.
Okay.
So many things to say. I'm back here on my little notes on my phone, that I take every day for the show.
Okay, great.
So here we go. It's two things on Chance. Chance teamed up with Lyft, the car ride sharing app, to help again with underfunded Chicago public schools.
Awesome.
And they are donating. And that is dope. He always, Chance, can you come help us? I just thought about that.
In Chicago.
Right.
Because that's where it's needed. And it's always about giving back to where it goes. I mean, Jill was just doing something that you've already done at Warm Daddies with Kendra and the fam, and talking about how she's given back to Philly numerous times, specifically in North Philly. And there are times when things were really well, and then times she's like, "Yo, this is my money," and then it ain't work out, but she's still doing it. And so I think you start from where you were, and then you start doing other things, other places.
Wale, Genuine.
Oh, stop.
Braxton.
Let's keep it moving. We're not going to call people out. It's a positive. And
That's a positive request.
Okay. What else did Chance do? What else did Chance do?
It's a really good article on Vibe, where it basically, he says that he is the culture. It's in response to Joe Budden. Kind of calling him out. I don't know if you guys know who Joe Budden is. Joe Budden is a rapper. He has also a little radio show that he does. He got into a little spit. He always getting into it with people. But he's like the 50 Cent of his, always getting into it with somebody. But whatever. So it's on Vibe. Go check it out. I know we're short on time. That was really, really good, where he said that he's the culture. And if you read it, it's actually a really good read. If you want to know about Chance and Lyft partnering up, that is on Billboard. And then also, I was going to say, you can get the full lyrics to Eminem on CNN, because they're not playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, clearly.
One other thing.
Okay.
Tomorrow's the grand opening for the DC Wharf. Don't know if anyone
Oh,
knows
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but it's gonna be, remember a while ago when I talked about the Foo Fighters
They're
performing down there.
Oh, awesome.
So the grand opening, so.
That's what's up. So let me do this small commercial break. If you are an independent artist and you know of an independent artist, please tag them. Let us know about them because we want to support them. All you got to do is just tag us at IAG Radio Show, or either send us some dope music to IAGRadioshow@gmail.com. This is not just for musicians. This is for everybody who got a passion. Everybody. All right. Well, let's get into some music, T.
Yeah. So Gwen Bunn, I want to get the IAG family hip. She's a super dope artist.
Yeah.
Check her out. She is an R&B singer, songwriter, producer out of Decatur, Georgia. She's done Collard Greens. I don't know if you remember Schoolboy Q's song, Collard Greens. She produced that. So she's just super dope. Check her out. Let's get into a little bit of her music right now. This is off of her new album, Safe Travels. This is her song called Not a Dream.
Commercial. Listen, T has on our IAG sweatshirts, and it's getting a little cold for once. I don't really know what the summer, fall, not knowing what day it is of the week, but it's getting a little cold outside, right? So you should definitely go ahead and cop those IAG t-shirts and keep it with the IAG
and the sweatshirts.
Oh yeah, and that's what I definitely meant to say. And the hoodies. And all that jazz, you know what I'm saying? But I got a feeling that tonight is going to be dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know why I got a feeling it's going to be dope? Because MumuFresh is in the building, y'all. How about that? Let's get it popping.
Right.
I'ma get up in it, stretch my legs, leave it, make it drive like a river line. Perfect man with his project back. What I'm doing with that? Think I'm already the jet set. 'Cause I got a feeling, let's go. It's up to see, let's go. Better run for your friend, let's go. Something like it, let's go. There's another dream, let's go. You rise
all that kind of things. You are the world traveling singer, songwriter, composer, spit that on the MC experience, activist on the humble, realest that ever could be, humble.
Yeah.
MumuFresh is in the building.
All right. Yes.
And on top of that, you're an independent artist, so how dope is that? You know what I'm saying? With a little Grammy nomination on the humble, you know what I'm saying? You know, everybody needs to slide that right on in. You know what I'm saying? Come through, Grammy nom. Okay. Right? Let me do it. But yeah, so MumuFresh, first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? We're just so glad that you're here on the IAG radio show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a humbling experience for us, and we understand when royalty is in the building, so we are greatly appreciative of all that.
For
Now
sure.
tell us a little bit, because you know, I don't know if everybody know, right? Because we done did some research and we've been reading these bios and stuff. But where did MumuFresh come from? Like, where did that transformation come from?
I think it really just came from like being on the road with the Roots. It's funny because ask Raheem Devon, he'll tell you that. He said, I made that name up. I've known Raheem for a real long time. Right, I know, but I was on the road with the Roots. And well, you know, my name is Maimouna, but Mumu is like what my mom calls me.
Okay.
And I think it's just harder for people to say Maimouna, so people tend to, you know, like, you got a nickname?
Oh,
And I never really, you know, have one. But like, when I ended up joining the Roots, Scratch was already gone, so I used to try to do these, like, you know, little vocal scratches and different little things, just trying to add spice up. You know, I was like the female hype man for the Roots, and spice, like, if it MumuFresh, you know. Yeah, you know, it's really just being funny. You know, Black Dog used to look back like, stop. Don't do that. But then he just, you know, every show he just started calling me MumuFresh when he introduced me, so it just kind of, it worked out. And I think when my web guy was designing my website, he was like, yeah, no one knows how to spell your name, you know. So it just ended up being MumuFresh.com and just, stuff like that.
Yeah, but we do. We've spelled it several times. That's MAIMOUNA. Yes,
right.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, we did our research on tonight. Okay. So clearly you're multi-talented, right? And you clearly have been singing for a while. I think you definitely went to Duke Ellington. Is that not true on the humble? Yeah. So then
Duke alum.
Okay, come through. Yes. DESA on the humble, you know, got that brand new building and everything else.
Right.
Maybe you'll be getting a plaque soon, as you should deserve it.
Yeah.
And definitely, you know, for real, how did you get so blessed with all the talents when you, you know, you got them, but when did you realize that you were talented, you know? Because see,
like, she can sing, she can scat, she can spit, like, it's just like ridiculous.
Right. And that tone, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can't get that tone. Nah, they be like, it's like beat. They like beat. Oh, ooh, where is the love? Okay.
Shots fired.
So, but Mumu, okay. When did you realize that, you know, I not only can do this, but I know I can believe in myself and I have the talent to actually do it?
My mom's a singer, you know, so I kind of come from, and my grandmother's a singer, so I kind of come from a creative, just a musical family. So I kind of knew early on. I had a group called the Children of Liberation when I was about 6. And so we were, you know, doing all the Black Power festivals and the closet programs. We were extra revolutionary. So I think, it really was. And because my mom was already a singer, she would just take me to her gigs with her, and somewhere in the middle of the show, and here's my daughter. And just, and I had to, you get
out there.
And I had the whole thing. I was doing that Funga Lafayette. I was doing African dance. I had the song. I had the story, the poem about Harriet Tubman, and different. So that's kind of like, how I started. But I don't think it was so much later when I knew that like I was gonna do it as a career.
Okay.
Growing up in Baltimore, I think it was just one of those things where at some point when I graduated high school and then I went to New York Film Academy for film, and I was kind of out there in the world on my own, with bills and needing to find a place to live. And I was like, this is real. This life thing is it's extra true right now. And I really just started praying on, what's my life gonna be like? Like, what's my legacy gonna be like?
Okay.
I was living in New York, and I really just couldn't afford to be there anymore when I was in school. So I ended up driving out of school, and I moved back to Baltimore, and I just asked my aunt, could I get a room in her house? And I just literally like set up a prayer altar and just prayed every single day, like just asking God to reveal to me like what my path was supposed to be. Because I was already singing. I mean, I was gigging. Obviously, I went to Duke Ellington, so I had a band at the time, but I still really wasn't sure like how do you start? What's point A? You know. And I promise you, just through that prayer, it all started being revealed. Like things just started lining up one after one. Actually, I met Raheem Devon around that time, and I was asking him. This is when this event in Baltimore called Organic Soul Tuesdays was just starting to happen. I was too young to even get in the club, but I was, I knew James Collins from Fertile Ground, so I was like, hey, can you sneak me in the club? I'm trying to like get on the mic. And it really just started from like those open mics and just asking questions like, hey, so how did you do what you did? Like, what's the first step? And I remember Raheem Devon telling me like, well, you gotta record some music. And I was like, all right, I don't have no music, but I had a band because we all went to school together. So I just got some of my musicians together. Me and my cousin, me and my cousin already kind of like, he really got me into like writing my rhymes down. And so we already kind of like, we get together and just, freestyle and battle and different stuff like that. So it's like, all right, let's go ahead and take this serious. So I ended up getting a job and just buying some studio time, and everything that we rehearsed in my auntie's living room, we just went to the studio and recorded.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, and it was like at that time we didn't know how to record. I mean, everybody was like on the same track. It was horrible.
No multi-track.
Like,
one take. Let's go.
It was really like that. It was like, yo, we got $500 for the whole album. No one mess up, okay? We're gonna play each track.
Impressive though. That's
you
still
got
impressive.
2 times to. I was working, and I didn't have to pay no rent. So I was like, we're gonna take this take 2 times.
Okay.
Nobody messed up. We're gonna take the best take of the 2 takes.
Y'all hit it back like James Brown. Like, listen, if you mess up, you're gonna be. It's coming out the check. If you don't have it, the future check.
It was really
it's
like
gonna be
that.
done.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
It was really like that, and that's really like how that became our point A.
Oh,
That's
wow. Listen, that lineage, that from grandmama to
Right,
mama.
talking about some humble beginnings.
Clearly, it's all about the humble butter. You know what I'm saying? But listen, okay, so would you say you got your inspiration for music from the fam, like from the women's side?
So like, my mom only let me listen to specific artists. Like she would say like, if you listen to bad singers, you'll be a bad singer. Yeah, so like I might have had some of my favorite artists I wanted to hear. Like literally, you couldn't play them in the house. If she decided she didn't approve of them, it was like, nah, they're trash. They can't be played here.
I actually like
Like,
that.
she's like, you have to listen to classic, great artists.